friends, it's AJ. I am here today to talk a little bit about how to properly wear and maintain our ballet shoes. So we're going to start with our flat shoes because, I mean, they're pretty low maintenance. There isn't a lot to talk about. The main thing is that if your shoes have drawstrings, you're going to want to make sure that you trim them because they're pretty easy to slip over. The way I learned to do it is put it on, pull the drawstrings as tight as you need them, tie it in like a knot, but like not too tight of a knot, just in case you need to like loosen them up later. And then take your drawstrings, pull it all the way to the end of your shoe, just like this, if you can see that, and then trim it like right where it meets the tip of your shoe, just like that. And then when you put your shoe on, you're going to tuck those drawstrings in so that they cannot be seen. The other thing you can do, a lot of leather shoes sometimes, especially if they're not the split sole one, if they're like the full sole one, they will sometimes like pull away from the leather. You can fix that with tacky glue. Tacky glue, T-A-C-K-Y. Or any strong glue that is also flexible. You can just kind of glue it down, let it set, and you get another couple months of wear out of them, hopefully. You can like spot clean your shoes. It's really not worth it, honestly. Unless it's gonna stain, I wouldn't do it. If you are gonna spot clean them, you can just use like a little bit of laundry soap. I'm pulling out my canvas ones because leather ones are a lot harder to clean. But you can use a little, like a wet rag and some laundry soap, spot clean it that way. And then another thing you need to do to take care of your shoes is after class, take them out and take them off and air them out, just to dry them out. And also, ballet shoes, they kind of smell a bit. You can put some baby powder in them, dust them with a bit of baby powder, and not only that will help keep them dry, but also keep them smell nice. Another thing you kind of want to do is to, I didn't do this because I don't know why, but you should write your name on the inside of your shoe as well as what foot it goes on. That way if they get lost, whoever finds them will know who they belong to. So that is it for flat shoes. I'm going to pull out my point shoes here too. They're a little bit more high maintenance. It's always good if you want to get like a little mesh bag like this to keep your shoes and all your accessories in. Not only does that help keep them kind of in the same space, you need to air out your point shoes as well, just like your flat shoes. It's especially important for point shoes because they do not like water at all. So after class, make sure they're either in a mesh bag so they can breathe, or leave them out of your bag for a bit to make sure that they dry out, and also dust them with baby powder as well for the same reason. Same with your toe pads. You want to make sure to dry those, air those out as well and dust them. If you have toe spacers or any other accessories, those should be stored in baby powder at all times to help keep them from cracking and drying out and to keep them smelling nice. I'm going to show real quick how to tie our ribbons. Okay, so to tie your point shoes, some people teach it a little bit differently. This is just how I learned and how I like to do them. You put your shoes on, you take your ribbons like this, and then cross them over. I like to put the one on the inside of your foot on top. I just think it looks nicer. It helps pull up that arch a bit too. And then you drop the top one, put the bottom ribbon around like this. You'll probably only wrap it around once. And then you take your top ribbon, give it a little light tug, help pull that arch of your shoe up against your foot like this. Wrap it around, again, only maybe about once, depending on how long the ribbons are. And then you want to bring the ends to the inside of your ankle like this, because if you put them in the front or the back, we have tendons there. We want to make sure that we give those tendons room to stretch. And then if we put them on the outside, our audience can see them. Not very pretty. So you want to tie your knot on the inside of your ankle, right behind your ankle bone. There's like a nice little groove that fits the knot perfectly. So tie that up, put your ends together like this, roll them up into a little pillow, and tuck them under just like this. So lovely. And then if you're doing it for a show, I know some people, in order to keep the knots from like coming out, sliding out like this, they will take some hairspray and like spray the knot so it stays. I don't like to do that because I just don't like how crusty the ribbons get afterwards, but I mean, it's up to you. And if you tie your ribbons tight enough, you shouldn't have much of a problem with the knot sliding out anyway. And then after you take off your shoes, to store your shoes, you're going to want to put your ribbons out to the side like this, tuck in the heel of your shoe down like that, and then from there, fold the sides in like this. Then take your ribbons, make sure they're flat and not like wrinkled, and then you're just going to wrap them around the middle of the shoe just like this. Also keeps them from getting tangled, getting stuck places. The other thing you want to do with your pointe shoe ribbons too is you want to singe the edges just so they don't fray. And same as with your flat shoes, you want to put your name in them, put an R or an L to mark which foot it goes on. This is especially important for pointe shoes because pointe shoes are made to mold to your foot. If you put your pointe shoes on the wrong foot, you're going to know. It's not going to be very comfortable unless they're brand new. I know some people will like wear their shoes on the opposite feet to help them break in evenly, because most people have like one foot that's stronger than the other. Turn your toe pads inside out so that the damp side is outside so they can dry out a little bit easier. And yeah, like I said, pointe shoes don't like water. If you live in a humid climate, I would keep them probably out of your, well, maybe out of your bag, wherever they're going to get the best chance to air out. You cannot clean your pointe shoes, which is kind of sad because they're going to get dirty. But no, you can't get them wet. One time I took my shoes out for a study abroad program, and they were like sitting in my suitcase, and I was walking past my suitcase with like a water bottle, which like slipped through my hands and into my backpack and turned 2 whole pairs of pointe shoes. Too much, so. And then how to know when you need new pointe shoes. I have a pair of dead shoes right here. You want to get rid of your pointe shoes when they're like squishy. So like here's my dead shoes, right? If I come up close so you can kind of see. You can kind of like squish the box, if you can see that. Yeah. And then compared to, I'm going to pull these out again. These ones, if you were to squish them, they don't move. So these ones are still good. These ones are super dead, super dead. Same if like the shank is too soft. You'll know if your shoes need replaced, probably by doing the squish test. Also, if it's getting like extra hard to get up on point, that's probably a sign that they're getting too soft and need to be replaced. And then I will have a separate video about how to sew ribbons and elastics on your shoes. Can't include it in this video, it's kind of a long process, but I will have a video on that as well next time I have to sew shoes, probably this summer. Yeah, that's it. If you have any other questions or comments or other tips you want fellow dancers to know, feel free to leave them in the comments